Hey, what's up, my friends? JT DeBold is with you today for the Elite Marketing Pro Daily Dose of Awesome, your 15 minutes of inspiration, education, and motivation to help you get your day started off right. And here we are. It is Wednesday, the 3rd of January, third day of the first week of the first month of the year, kicking off a brand new year. This is my very first Daily Dose for the year of 2018. Stoked to be with you guys. And as you're jumping out here, let me just say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time it is for you, no matter where you might be tuning in from on the Big Blue Marble. Thank you for joining us here each and every single Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. And as you're jumping out, give me a shout out. Let me know where you are tuning in from on the Big Blue Marble so I can greet you, welcome you, and say hello. What's up, Jan, coming in here, saying hi. Jill Samuel, what's going on? Joanne Burns, good to see you. Good morning to you. Larry Felder, Luke Burrows, lots of folks jumping out here. Love to see you guys. Stoked, as always, to be with you. Got some cool stuff to share with you today. We're going to be talking a little bit about the simple and really sustainable approach to building your business. And I think those two words are very key and essential because as you build a team of leaders under you, whether you're building a network marketing business, whether you're building a traditional brick and mortar business, whether you are building an affiliate marketing business, any kind of business requires a team. And typically speaking, if you're here to make the serious money, you're going to be wanting to do the duplication side of it. So duplication's huge. What do we mean by duplication? If you know what duplication means, go ahead and type that into the chat box. I see Michelle Felicia coming in from Denmark. What's happening? Lisa Wright Tigler coming in from Illinois. Angie Horn coming in from Little Rock, Arkansas. What's up, Little Rock? Good to see you in there. Missouri's in the house. Annalie Duplice coming in from Los Angeles. I'm going to be in Los Angeles a week and a half from now, actually on the 18th of January. We're going to be doing the VIP regional event there. If you guys have a chance to come out and see us, make sure you get yourself into the VIP group here on Facebook, and up in the left-hand corner, you're going to see a box called Files. You can see that link. There are a handful of seats left, maybe. It might actually be sold out. You're going to have to jump over there. It's an Eventbrite link. Grab a ticket while you still can. We're very close to being sold out. We will likely be sold out here probably by the end of the week, if not sooner. So make sure if you're in the LA area or even anywhere, you just want to come and join us for one day, come out there and join us. It's going to be an awesome event. Great to see you guys. California, New York, New Mexico. All right, awesome. So Michelle Felicia says, a strategy that others can copy and get the same results. Exactly. That's what duplication is all about. In a nutshell, that's exactly what it comes down to, all right? It comes down to that ability to do something that other people can duplicate, that other people can follow. They can follow your steps. Now, does that mean that they have to carbon copy everything you do? Does that mean that they're necessarily going to get the results you get? The answer, of course, is no. Not always are people going to come out here and do exactly what you do and get exactly the results you get. A lot of times what I find from people who are starting to get success in their business is they get this worry, the sense of concern, the sense of, oh my gosh, I'm starting to get success. Number one, can I sustain it? Number two, can I teach it to other people? The challenge with that is that if the answer is ever kind of unclear in your mind, if you're saying to yourself, well, I'm not sure if even I can duplicate it, let alone somebody else, there's no reason to panic. There's no reason to worry. We just have to break it down into the simple and sustainable model, which I'm going to be sharing with you today. Now, this is extremely important. I want you to just listen to one little caveat before we get jumping out here. And I see a lot of people, hey, what's up, Hannah Gorvin? Happy New Year to you. Teresa Jessen, what's going on? Lorena Hawkins in Connecticut. Deidre McLean in New York. Great to see you guys. Hey, listen, I appreciate you all jumping out here. Your energy is amazing, and I do appreciate you saying hello from wherever you are. So as you're jumping out, keep saying hello. The idea here today that we're talking about is this simple yet sustainable model of business, okay? And so I'm going to share with you a really simple thing I use every single month, every single year, really anytime I apply something that I'm working on, a big project or even a small project, especially if it's something brand new, okay? So if this is a new ad campaign you're working, perhaps you're starting to get into the blogging scene or the Facebook Live scene, or perhaps you're starting to do a new thing in your business. Maybe, hey, listen, maybe you're just brand new in business, right? Maybe the whole thing is new to you and this is your first go. Either way, you're going to have people that come in and they're going to be looking to you as the leader. They're going to be asking you for advice. They're going to be asking you for help. And I'm going to share with you just a few simple steps, a basic template, if you will. And I want you to remember, this is basic. All right, this is not a cookie cutter approach. I don't believe in that. I'm not one of those gurus. In fact, I'm not a guru at all. I'm not one of those people that says, hey, my way or the highway. I'm just going to share with you what works for me. All right, something I've been using for years, something that I think you can use, turn around and duplicate, and more importantly, teach other people. All right, so if you want something that you can teach other people, I want you to pay close attention. If you're a note taker, great. Take all the notes you want, but remember, this is a Facebook Live. It's recorded. It can always be found here at Elite Marketing Pro Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Elite Marketing Pro. So make sure you're liking our page. Make sure you come here each and every single Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern for more of these tips. The first part to getting anything going, whether it's a brand new, and guys, gals, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, please hear me out. If you are a New Year's resolution person, today's the day where you drop it. All right, you have my full permission to drop your New Year's resolutions. Okay, let's just cut it out. They don't work. They fail at a rate of about 96, 97, 98%. So let's just drop it. Now, am I saying quit because the failure rate's so high? No, I'm saying quit because there's a better way to do this. Typically speaking, when people set a New Year's resolution, it's because they're coming from a place of just sort of desperation or kind of half-hearted commitment. They're not really in it 100%. So we're not talking about that. All right, I'm talking about something that's important to you. I'm talking about something that you're really, really committed to in your business. Let's say this is the year where you're going to finally make 6 figures. Maybe this month, the month of January, is the month where you're going to make your first sale, or maybe it's where you're going to break through and get on the leaderboard. Whatever that one specific goal is, we talked a little bit about this in the past couple of weeks. Remember, the one thing you're going to work on, the one most important thing, not some crazy New Year's resolution. Are we clear on that? Can we all agree and go on this shoulder to shoulder that we're going to be done with New Year's resolutions? Put your hand in the air and say, I do solemnly swear that I will stop doing New Year's resolutions. If you're on that team, roger that. I will fly formation with you. So let's talk about the one thing you're here to do. Maybe it's building your business. Maybe it's getting that ad going. Maybe it's making that first sale. Whatever that big thing is that you're very committed to, the first part is we got to break it down into something very, very simple. One simple, actionable step. Now, the reason I share this with you is it has to be an action, all right? Not a target. It's not something where we say to ourselves, well, I'm going to make my first sale. That's not an action. That's an outcome. The question that I'm asking you today here on January 3rd, the first Wednesday of the year, is what is the action that you're going to take today? One action. And if you know what that is clear in your mind, type it into the chat box, because I want to show people what we're talking about here. We're going to lead by example here in this community, as we always do. We're here to develop leaders. And if you're here to develop leaders, you have to be a leader yourself. So the challenge that I'm asking you here today is, what's that one actionable step? An action, okay? Not an end result. I get that you want to make 6 figures. I get that you want to be a millionaire, and I get it, okay? But those are results. I'm talking about an action. What is one simple action that you can take right here, right now, today, that's going to walk you toward that result? Results are great. Nothing wrong with results as long as we don't obsess over them. But what's the action? If you've got one in mind, type it in the chat box. If you're lost on that, if that's something that you're challenged by, say, hey, listen, I don't even know what action I want to take yet, all right? So Kim Smith gives a great example here. She's going to post my next webinar as a Facebook event on my Facebook page. All right, Kim, roger that. That's what I'm talking about. Now, Kim, I'm going to put you on the spot, all right? Since you were courageous enough and willing enough to share with us as a leader that you are, the question is, when might you do that? I heard that you're going to post your next webinar as a Facebook event on your Facebook page. Question is when, all right? Hannah Gorvin, you know I'm coming at you, girl. Send an email to my list. When is that email going out? Not when are you going to write it, but when is it actually going to get sent? That's the question. Joanne Burns says follow-up. Got lots of cool people chiming in here. The question I have to ask you, though, is what's the action that you're going to take? And then let me follow it on with the follow-on question. When will you take it? All right, so create a winning ad. Awesome. Facebook Live. Already done one today. Roger that. Hey, good job, Stefan. That's awesome, man. Bruno says watching training videos. All right, now listen. Great point, Bruno, and I'm glad you brought this up. The question I would ask you is that action going to take you closer to getting the results you want? If the answer is yes, great. Maybe you have to go back and watch that training video to get that last thing. Maybe there was that point you missed, or maybe there's something that you're hung up on. If that's the case, no problem. But the question is, will that action actually move you closer to the result? And when I say that, I know a lot of people go, well, yeah, if I sit through a training, it's going to technically get me closer because I'm going to have a better understanding. I might be more clear about what I'm supposed to do. But really, ultimately, is that a result-producing activity? And I think we all know that it can or cannot be. Typically speaking, watching training videos is not a result producing activity. It's a preparation task. It's something that can prepare you to take that result producing activity, but it's not always a result producing activity. So I'm not here to judge. I'm here to challenge you as your mentor, as your coach, as your friend. I want to make sure that you're moving in the right direction. All right, so do my thank you video. Okay, awesome. So Rose says she's going to do her thank you video. Question is, are you going to post it? When are you going to post it? See what I'm saying? Doing the actual video itself is an awesome task, but it actually isn't moving you closer to the result until it's posted, it's live, and you have shared it. And this is one big reason why we're talking about this today. I am all about action, guys and gals, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I want you to be in action mode, all right? It's one thing to get motivated. It's one thing to get pumped. It's another thing to be prepared, but then it's that next step, that execution step. So the question that I'm asking is, what is the execution, the actionable step you're actually taking? Send LinkedIn invites for a 1 hour per day. Okay, great. Marilyn Beggs was talking about that, all right? She's going to send LinkedIn invites for 1 hour per day. That's big, all right? Because those invites, that's a way to actually start building and engaging your community. And that's going to be a very important aspect to you building your business and leading people to success. All right. So, all right, Lorena says tonight. I'm going to do it tonight. Great. As long as you're committed to it, get specific on what time it is, put it on your calendar. Now, the next step to this is, it's very key and essential. You want to be tracking, all right? So once you've made that commitment of the action that you're going to take, and you've simplified it down to where it's super simple, it's not, and there's no brain, you're not stripping gears in your brain trying to figure out what you have to do or how you're going to do it. You're just going to go do it. The next step is, of course, taking the action. And I see a lot of people say they're currently, like Joanne Burns says, today I'm following up. Awesome. That's awesome. Tracy is saying that she's going to activate her private coaching group. Fantastic, Tracy. People out there need you. You are an awesome leader. You'd be a great coach, and they'd be very fortunate to be working with you. That's great. Dale says email will be written today and sent, scheduled to go out tomorrow. Fantastic. Awesome. Okay. You see what happened here? She has in her mind, what she's actually doing is leveraging technology. So there's kind of a 2-for-1 lesson here. Dale is going to write the email, which is an action. All right. So she's actually going to take that action, and then she's going to set it to go out tomorrow. So she has strategically planned for that thing to go tomorrow. And the strategy is up to her as to how she's going to do that, when she's going to do it. But you can see, and she's also leveraging technology to make it happen. Now, here's the next part to this. What we have to be willing to do is we have to be willing to track the actions that we've taken. All right. So whether it's going to the gym and working out, whether it's writing that ad, whether it's putting that Facebook Live out there and you actually get it going, or just like Dale did, where she's going to write the email and then post it, we also have to have a scheduled follow-up in our mind. Now, what I mean by follow-up is this. We are going to track what happened with the action that we took. All right. We're going to track the result. Now, when I say result, be clear. I'm not talking about sales that you made necessarily. Now, if Dale sent an email to her list tomorrow, or she wrote it today, sends it out tomorrow, and for whatever reason, it renders a sale, or it renders a click, or it renders a link, or a follow-up, whatever that thing looks like for her, whatever that call to action in her email has said it's going to do, and it renders that, that's the result we're talking about. Okay, it's not always about making money. Sometimes it's about building our list. Sometimes it's about eliciting a response. Maybe she's going to send out a survey, right? Maybe she's got a survey that she's sending out to her list. The point is this, is she's going to track that. She's going to look how many people opened the email, how many people responded, how many sales did she make, how many clicks did she get. The idea here is we always want to be tracking. Now, do we want to obsess over this? Absolutely not. Do we want to sit there and look minute by minute, hour by hour, every few seconds, every time we inhale and exhale, are we going to look and see how many people click through our link? No. We're going to give it plenty of time. It's just like going to the gym, right? You don't go to the gym, do one workout, and then come home, look in the mirror, and go, oh, six-pack abs aren't there yet. It doesn't work that way. What it means is we're going to show ourselves consistency. And the consistency comes from being committed to the process, all right? So we want to be clear on the outcomes or the results that we want to have, but we want to be committed to the result. And that's what, or I should say committed to the process. And that's exactly why we want to track it, because when we track it, now we have something to watch. Now we have something to learn from, and we can actually make those mid-course adjustments and get better results. And that brings me to the last point to this. Once you've gotten clear on the one action you're going to take, once you've executed on it, and once you've started to track what it is, the next question is make the adjustment and repeat. Adjust and repeat. Adjust and repeat. So important. Think of it this way. If you've ever skied, if you've ever done any snow skiing or even water skiing for that matter, you know that it's all about making small little course corrections so you can stay upright or so that you can maneuver yourself through the snow or through the water, whatever it is you're skiing. Riding a bike is the exact same way. Working out is the exact same way. Being a great copywriter is absolutely the exact same way. Working with people, getting great at sales is all about taking action, assessing what happened, tracking the results, and making adjustments and doing it again and again and again. Listen, unless you are a savant, unless you are one of those prodigies that just shows up, you're just hatched one day and you're absolutely amazing and perfect, chances are it's a learning process. By the way, if you're one of those people, it's like perfect, you can't go wrong, hit me up personally. I will interview you. I'll bring you out here on the Daily Dose of Awesome and we will test your DNA. I'll probably have to take some of your blood and put it inside of me to see if it works, but chances are there aren't too many people out there like that. I have yet to meet one. I don't know too many people who are that way, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship. There are a lot of people that seem to have the Midas touch, but guess what? They develop the Midas touch. You too can develop your own Midas touch, but it comes from making it simple and sustainable. Number one, get clear on what it is you're going to take action on, okay? Not what you want, not the result. I know you already know what that is. We don't have to talk about that. What we're doing here today is we're taking the action, all right? That actionable step, you know that you can take something simple, not something that requires a ton of expertise, not something that requires a ton of experience, not something that requires a ton of resources or a lot of I's and T's to be dotted and crossed. We're just talking about something you could do right here, right now, today. In fact, even as we get off this call, even as we get off this daily dose today, something you can jump on. There's a lot of great people out here talking about this. You know, Patricia Corcoran's talking about actions with a deadline. Exactly. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about doing something, the physical act of doing. The next part is, hey, Joanne's talking about reaching out to people. Okay, cool. How many people are you going to reach out to, Joanne? Who are these people? And when you reach out to them, what is it you're going to be reaching out to them about? All right. Get clear on what those things are, but make it super simple. Something that doesn't require a whole lot of planning, a whole lot of prep, something you can do right here, right now on the spot. Now, am I talking about flying by the seat of your pants? Not really. What I'm talking about is doing what you know you can do. Does that make sense? Having the faith in yourself, having that self-honor to do the actions that you have to take in order to get the results you want. And then note it. All right, take note of what happened. Take note of what went well, what didn't go so well, what you might do differently in the future, and then make those tweaks, make those course corrections, and get yourself back on the path. When you do all of these things, magic stuff happens. And I'm not talking to magic like unicorns and fairy dust. I'm not talking about that crazy stuff. I'm not talking about, you know, pots of gold at the end of a rainbow. I'm talking about real tangible stuff, the stuff that you develop inside yourself, the stuff where you're like, holy crap. I'm more capable than I even realized, and I just proved it to myself. That's the stuff of champions, my friend, and that's the stuff that's inside of you. So take one simple action today. Get clear on what that action is and how you're going to track it. What went well, what didn't go so well, what you might do differently. Make those course corrections and then repeat. All right? Adjust and repeat. Adjust and repeat. And just keep marching your way toward the results you want. And I promise you this, you're going to get there faster. All right? Listen, in all honesty, there are no shortcuts, all right? It's not about hacking your way to success. It's about developing the discipline. It's about developing the skill set. And it's about developing that sense of purpose behind everything you do every single day in your business. And when you do that, you will be a purpose-driven leader and people will flock to you and you'll have bigger, greater results than you ever thought of and ever imagined. All right, my friends, well, that just about does it for today. If you got some value from this message, give me a 1 in the chat box, all right? Show me a 1 in the chat box, and make sure you share this message. Get it out there. Share it. Listen, think of it like free content, all right? This is stuff that if you got value from, feel free to share it with your list. Post it out there. Share, invite people over here to facebook.com/Elite Marketing Pro. And oh, by the way, if you're one of those fortunate people that have been invited here, make sure you like this page. Come back here every single Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, where we do the Daily Dose. Tomorrow, we're going to have a brand new mentor, somebody awesome. One of my good buds is going to be coming out here, and I'll be joining you back here on Friday. But until then, make sure you get yourself over to EliteMarketingPro.com. Access our free 10-day bootcamp where you can learn to grow, expand, and scale your business online. And remember, no matter what course you fly in life, fly high, fly fast, and fly far. We'll be coming at you very soon. Have an amazing day.